TGR.
Hey everybody, welcome to the All Hands podcast from the Gaming Resume. I'm Sean. This is Onyx.
Yo.
Today, Rudy is currently learning how to juggle flamethrowers, which is why he's not with us.
Right.
But we still got a lot that we need to talk about today.
Yeah.
We'll give you a quick overview, and then you can use the timestamps below to jump to whatever it is you would like to hear about. So the first thing we'll be talking about is the Resident Evil 2 demo and just general hype levels for the upcoming release of Resident Evil 2.
Man. Yes.
We are also going to be talking about our hype levels because shortly after the release of Resident Evil 2 is Kingdom Hearts 3.
4 days later? Yeah. 25th to the 29th?
4 divided by 2 times 3 days later.
Oh my God.
We got a few things we want to talk about related to Bungie's recent split from Activision and what that might mean for them going forward. And then we have a little update about the channel for those of you who have been subscribed to us for a while. We've got some notes to share, some thoughts, and some other things. So yeah. Jump on down to whatever you want to check out. I think we'll get started with probably the more popular topic, especially since it's fresh in our minds, having just recently played it, the Resident Evil 2 demo. So what were your thoughts? Initial thoughts, initial impressions?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get to finish the demo. I played all 30 minutes, but I think I spent too much time kind of exploring and taking my time. I didn't want to die. I didn't want to get bit. I'm playing it like I'm playing the real game. Managing my resources, my health. Like, I don't think I used one healing herb once because I was so careful.
Well, and for those of you that don't know, it was literally 30 minutes.
Yep.
As soon as your 30 minutes was up, even if you started it and just stood there for 30 minutes, that's it. You can't play anything else.
Yep.
So...
yeah, but it's one shot. Once it's done, you can't even reload it. Like, it's crazy.
So you talking about playing it slow and careful, like this is part of your main save, was kind of like, man, I should have just kind of run through some of it.
I should have just winged it, yeah. And I played so safe. Like, I would walk up to corpses, or, what I thought were corpses, and I would slash at them with the knife to wake them up. And, like, I just played so carefully. Not a bad thing. That's how I always play my Resident Evils. I really, really don't like dying in those games. So, it is what it is. But with my time, man, like, I tried playing it at first like Resident Evil 4, which it's very similar. I mean, that's the foundation of it, right?
Absolutely.
And it is slightly different. There's a few things that I noticed. For example, when you aim down your sights, you'll notice your reticle is kind of wide as you're aiming.
Your accuracy?
And when you stop moving and you start aiming, it kind of zones in to where you're actually going to be shooting.
Right.
I don't know if that does more damage. I highly doubt it. But at times I felt like it did. Like, I would line up the headshots, and there was a few times where I would kill a zombie with 2 headshots. So I don't know if, again, that's just maybe the zombie had less health than others. I don't know.
I found that it took 3.
3 on average?
3 on average to get him down.
There were some times where it would take more. So that's why I'm kind of wondering how that worked. However, I like that. I like that it's... because in Resi 4, you couldn't move while aiming. So you had to make the compromise of, I got to stop and aim to be able to defend myself. And in this game, you can move, but the drawback is you move, you have worse aim.
Right.
It is a really, really good middle ground.
I would agree. It gives you that transition where, like, if you're not moving at all and they're getting close enough, well, now if they're within range, you can start moving back, and maybe you lose a little accuracy, but maybe they're so close that it won't matter.
Yeah, and the zombies overall move a little bit faster than their counterparts from the original Resi 2, of course, because now we're being third person and whatnot, but they didn't move as fast, of course, as Resi 4 and 5 and 6 and all that. But I really like that because that's the main thing you're going to be doing in that game is shooting zombies. So for them to think, okay, let's meet that middle ground between OG Resi 4 and where they ended up with 6. I loved it. I think it was really well done. And at first I was a little apprehensive. I wanted Resi 2 to be a remake like Resi 1 was, where you had your or they call it pre-rendered environments.
Right.
Maybe not tank controls, but whatever they would work around with that. That's what I wanted. I really wanted a super beautiful looking Resi 2. And we are getting that, but it's third person. They're changing up the combat system entirely. So, and it's, go ahead.
It's funny you say that because when I was playing it, and I have not played Resident Evil 2.
The original one?
I have not played, yes, the original.
Okay.
I have not played any Resident Evil 2 before this demo. But I had played Resident Evil 1. I played it on the GameCube. And recently, in preparation for Resident Evil 2, I said, let me boot it back up on the PS4. I had it on PS4. And I'm running around and didn't play too much of it. But what struck me when I was playing the RE2 demo is, obviously the first thing it hits you with is, okay, this is RE4.
Yeah.
Style gameplay. But I very quickly got the vibes of Resident Evil 1 in the sense that the way everything was laid out, so you have your map, that 2D map, and I was like, wow, I can tell this was like the very next game in the RE series right after RE1. And just even though the layouts were now fully 3D and you had this mobile nature to it, I could envision the static camera angles and the pre-rendered. Was it static and pre-rendered or was it fully 3D?
No.
The original RE2.
RE1, 2, and 3 were all pre-rendered.
I could see that playing that game, and so not having played it before, I thought, wow, they nailed that.
No, they emulated the feel for sure.
That's a brilliant transition into full 3D.
Yeah, it's when I first saw it, I was super hyped. Obviously, you can see the reaction if you want on our channel. But afterwards, I kind of started thinking, and it was like, damn, I wanted that OG feel. Playing it now and seeing how it looks, I don't get my pre-rendered background. However, it's really good. It's really good. They nailed the atmosphere to the T. I jumped at least 2 or 3 times in that demo.
I did too, but I think part of that was because I knocked a body that was hanging and with my shoulder, and then it dropped behind me and made a noise, and I just didn't. Yeah,
you didn't know what the heck it was.
There weren't any major pop
jump scares.
Jump scares, yeah.
I think so. In the original Resi 2, there's a build up to the liquor, which it's obviously in this game too.
In the game.
Yeah, and the demo and the original. Okay. There's a build up. You walk through a hallway. And I don't know if you got to it in the demo.
Don't want to spoil too much if you haven't played RE2.
Well, it's in the demo.
I didn't get there.
Oh.
But we'll get there.
All right. Well, anyway.
No, go ahead.
It's not a big deal. It's really it's near the beginning of the game, at least if you play as Leon, where they introduce the liquor. And I started getting to that point. I didn't get to it, but they added a few scenes. In the first game, you walk up to a dead body and it's it describes the mutilation that happened and whatnot. And in this game, you see it, and it was really gruesome. I won't tell you because you didn't get to see that part yet. But man, I was you saw it. You saw the part where the cop.
Well, I was gonna say there were some shiny intestines in there.
Oh my god, yeah, they definitely went super gore-tastic, and it's cool. It's just a really well done.
Without being
remake.
over the top.
Well, that liquor one, I was like,
okay,
damn.
well, maybe not that, but the guy when you pull him out, which is literally at the beginning of this demo,
you can't miss this.
It was in the trailers.
One of the trailers, yeah.
You pull him out and he's just missing his whole bottom half. It's not like a Dawn of the Dead. I haven't seen that movie, but any of those horror movies where it's just gruesome gore left and right.
Yeah.
Well, no, because he finds a dead guy and he pulls his whole face back and his jaw comes apart.
That's what I was talking about.
Oh,
that's that's part of the introduction to the liquor.
Well, I saw that part, but I did not see the liquor.
Yeah, because the liquors have these big claws and they slashed his face, so that's what he ended up as. Yeah, that's what that's the lead up to it. You see that, and then you get into other rooms and.
Okay, well then spoilers, because this was something I was about to tell you off camera. So I get to an area of the game and I realize I'm stuck. I can't go back to the main area because you climb through a window.
Oh yeah.
And then you fall down, which and then there's a bunch of places to explore. And I'm walking around. I basically kill all the zombies in the area, and I'm just where am I supposed to go? And I keep going around. I'm well, maybe it was a bug in the demo or something. I don't know. And then it wasn't until literally I had 20 seconds left. And I'm just walking around on the second floor, and I just happen to turn, and I just see the stairs keep going up.
Oh,
and I'm God. There's a third floor, and so I sprint up the stairs, and then it like turns and keeps going up, and I'm like, no, no, and then the time went out. So I was like, okay, well, you got me, game. I'm hooked. I want to know.
It's good. No, it's that 30-minute demo was like, in my opinion, I mean, some people might hate it because they can't replay it over and over unless you're on PC and you hack it or whatever. But I liked it. Like, I think it was the perfect tease, and it wasn't that far off. It's like 2 weeks away from the demo. Like, it's super short. It's like a taste, like the smallest taste of a game, and it made me way more hyped than I was before. Like, I wanted the game. After playing the demo, I'm like, yes, I need this now. Really, really well done demo. So,
I was on the fence about getting it at launch day, and now I'm like, well, I shouldn't say on the fence. I wasn't going to get it at launch day.
Right.
Now I am on the fence because it was like, this is going to be a really good game.
I mean, I know that on GameStop's little tracker, Kingdom Hearts 3 beat it, but that's GameStop. That's one avenue of like everything.
Right.
I think Resi 2, and I'm only mentioning Kingdom Hearts because it's coming out 4 days later, but I think that one's going to be the more popular of the two, simply because I mean, it's M for mature, but it has that they both have history though. It's so hard to break it down. I just think it's going to be the more popular.
I mean, and the popularity at the end of the day isn't. We're comparing them because they're both coming out at the same time.
Yeah.
But it's like
it's going to be the
play
more
both of them this year. They're both going to be potentially part of Game of the Year award season. At the end
literally
of the year.
might be though,
at least
because
in the conversation.
Yeah, I think so. I think Resi 2, if it nails what it wants to do, Resi 2 is already, like, the original one is already a really good foundation. For them to, if they improve it how it seemingly seems that they have, and build up upon it with the same like story and whatnot, it's gonna be a Game of the Year like title.
The one thing I will say as a criticism of the demo is, and this is actually kind of shocking coming from me because usually I suck at these kinds of games. It felt a little too easy.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I wasn't doing what you were doing by I just walked by him. I just walked right by him. And then if they got up, it's like, okay, pop, 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 and then I kept going. And I never had a problem with bullets. I got boards that I could have put up on the windows, and I'm just like, whatever, come on through. I'm going to go upstairs. I'll come back and get you in a minute, because they don't like run at you or charge at you. Now, I get it. It's the beginning of the game. It's not supposed to be very difficult, but it just felt really
easy.
Simple.
So
like
simple.
I was like, well, these zombies aren't even really all that scary, because I think one time outside of that first area, because it's really closed space and you only have like 8 bullets right at the beginning, and they're like throw 2 or 3 of them at you at a time. In that whole demo, I think one time a zombie actually got up to me, and he could tell. I could tell his animation was he was about to grab me and like bite me, but I had already popped off the 3rd shot, so like the animation started and then he just kind of fell to the ground.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, okay, I never got hit. I never got hurt, which is fine.
Yeah.
I just hope that either that was just because it's the beginning of the game, maybe it's because of the demo. I mean, obviously the difficulty is going to ramp up.
Yeah, and
as more complex monsters come into play.
Yes, definitely. I mean, there are a variety of different monsters in this game too. And from what I've read, this is an older build too. So I don't know if that's gonna, if that affects the difficulty or if they tweaked it before the final. So, but I get it. Yeah, it was easy, that demo. I didn't die either. I think I maybe got grabbed once, maybe, and it was because I was being careless. But other things that I saw on my own playthrough, mind you. So there's this video by Kroby Cat, which I shared on the YouTube on our thread, and on the video he's pointing out random things that he did to kind of break the game in a way, things that you can and cannot do, and some of them, one in particular, I discovered on my own. So did you get to the room with the shotgun? Yes. Okay, cool. Yeah. I think you got past me actually with how you described this stuff.
And I used all 4 bullets that were available.
Yeah. So you know how you get the shotgun and you kind of get out of the room and you go through the hallway with the guy.
Yeah.
At the very end, there's like a zombie like on a window.
Yes.
Okay. I walked up to the window and I took out the shotgun and I shot it. Nothing happened. Window did not break. The zombie was just still chilling. And then he broke through. So you can't shoot zombies through glass surfaces. They have to either break it themselves. Yeah. It took me out, so like the immersion factor was cut at that moment.
Yeah, I mean, I remember that was the one that I walked by. Like, I saw him banging on the window. I'm like, okay, I'll get you in a minute. So as I'm going upstairs, I hear the glass break.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
He's not going to run after me. I'm walking faster than he could run. So.
Yeah, so that's
interesting. I hadn't tried that.
That bummed me out a little bit, and then the video itself showed some stuff that did work, some that didn't. So, it looks like environmental kills aren't a part of the equation, which kind of stinks because that could have been taken into consideration for ammo conservation and resource management and stuff, which is what all these games are about. But, again, not a big deal. I think ultimately the game is still going to be excellent.
Yeah.
And after playing the game, I just got to give kudos to the team at Capcom, man. Like, I think I said it in that same video. Capcom has just been kicking so much ass,
Yeah, they really have been.
And, with this year alone, right, we've got Resi 2 coming up in literally a week and a day.
Mm-hmm.
We've got, from the time of this recording anyway, 2 months later, Devil May Cry 5.
Right, which we'll talk about that at some point.
Yeah. And at the end of the year, fall-ish, autumn, as they call it, Monster Hunter World's G-Rank expansion with new monsters, new quests, and a whole new area to explore.
And the Ace Attorney trilogy is coming out.
That too. I mean, let's just keep it real, man. They're doing really good. This is like a return to form for them. I love that they've been doing this. Kudos to Kanda-san. Kudos to Capcom. I mean, it's...
So are you getting Resident Evil 2 day one?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
Had that pre-order for months now.
All right.
It's coming.
I am going to wait. I'll wait and see. Maybe I'll borrow it from you when you're done.
Yeah, I would love to finish it before Kingdom Hearts 3, but...
Yeah, and so let's transition then. Let's transition over to Kingdom Hearts 3.
4 days later.
Let's talk about that. If Kingdom Hearts 3 was not coming out so soon... After the release of RE2, I would have probably gotten RE2.
And I totally get that. I when I saw those dates, I was like, crap, I got to pick one. And then
this first quarter is just insane with all the different releases that are happening. But Kingdom Hearts 3, I mean, I remember being at your house watching, and we've talked about this on video before, watching the
Kingdom Hearts
secret
2
movie.
Oh, at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2,
At the end of Kingdom Hearts 2 regular. And then it was later that the final mix version was out on YouTube for English audiences.
Yeah, because that was
because it was
international, Japan
only.
Yeah,
and man, it was just so exciting. It was like what did Mickey send him? Like, what is in the letter that they're reading? It was like they're not gonna. Clearly, that's like they're gonna continue their adventure. But to me, that felt like the biggest cliffhanger.
It was annoying. Like, because I've said it so many times. Kingdom Hearts 2, like if that was it, if that story ended right there, you know how happy I would have been, because it had such that was it.
I would have still wanted more.
Yeah, well, and we would have gotten more.
Yeah, but if that, I see what you're saying. Like if it was
a
part 1, a part 2 with Chain of Memories in the middle, and that was the end. And then they started something new and fresh.
Maybe even BBS. Like, see, I look at Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and Chain of Memories. It's like that a really good story of Sora, like coming to age and nobodies, whatever. And then Birth by Sleep could have been like, hey, this is what happened before. This is how Ansem became that. Blah 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 blah. And I feel like that was probably the original idea. I'm probably wrong. I don't know what Nomura was thinking, but.
He was thinking long term.
They went so beyond, like with Birth by Sleep. It just, it's
Birth by Sleep was fantastic.
It's a great game, but it's frustrating because the story was, Kingdom Hearts 2 was such a good. If it would have ended there, I would have been perfectly content. And if they just started a new story with new characters, it probably would have avoided the feeling of convolutedness that the series is known for.
What I didn't like is and we are going to talk about Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yes.
Coming up. Hang on.
This is all build up.
Yeah. Look, it took a long time for it to
13
release.
13 years?
So it's going to take a long time for us to talk about it. 13 minutes from now.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Or not. What was I going to say? In the original Kingdom Hearts 2 secret movie.
Right.
You see the 3 knights, you see the shadowy figure, which we now know that was Xehanort, and those were Terra, Aqua, and Ventus. Mm-hmm. And they're in this Keyblade graveyard, and it says Keyblade War.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh my god, what is going to happen? And then in Birth by Sleep, it's still after
it already happened.
The Keyblade War.
Yeah, Keyblade War, we got to see it in the mobile game.
Which we didn't even see that until like the past couple years.
Yeah, when they made the movie.
And at this point, it's important to the story. I guess we'll find out how important really when Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out, because we don't know who the master was, or maybe
we may never find out.
And we may never find out.
Because apparently the master, I mean, I don't know. No, it's not a spoiler. What I read was that the master is like the back, like he's like in the background somewhere and he like manipulates stuff. That's all we know. And apparently like he's not going to be in Kingdom Hearts 3. Like,
well, we don't know that.
Oh, well, Nomura said something about it. Like I think Nomura in an interview, Fort 3 said that don't expect the master to be there.
Well, maybe that was set up for post Xehanort storyline.
That's what I'm.
Which
pretty
is very
sure
possible.
Yeah.
But it was just like, look, if you watch our HR Battle series, Kingdom Hearts is not convoluted. I won that argument. So we're done talking about that. All right, so let's talk about Kingdom Hearts 3. Now, I've purposefully stayed, other than like E3 videos and Gamescom, I've tried to stay away from footage and media. Like, I know Winnie the Pooh, spoilers, sorry, if you don't want to know about any worlds.
They've been showing it everywhere.
You just don't listen to this.
Yeah, skip this, I guess.
But, apparently Winnie the Pooh world or characters or something are in it.
Yeah.
I still have not seen that. Like, I'm trying not to watch that stuff. So, for me, all I've seen are the Disney worlds, and I've seen like just the little snippets of the main thread, the main storyline.
Yeah.
So I'm going into this game with actually surprisingly really low expectations because I'm not really sure what to expect. I don't even know what would be in there, and because I don't know, I'm just assuming there's not going to be much to the narrative of this game outside of the Disney stuff, which really excites me because I remember walking into Kingdom Hearts 2 thinking, oh, it's going to be Kingdom Hearts 1 again. And they spend 4 hours on a prologue.
Which was awesome.
And then you still spend like another hour and a half or so before you ever get to Mulan's world.
Yeah.
You know, because you stay in Twilight Town, then you got to go to Yensid's Tower. God, so there was just like so much there. And, you know, you go through all the worlds, then you have to go through them all twice, and all these different things are happening in Kingdom Hearts 2. Like, there's a chunk of meat to that game beyond just the Disney stories.
Yeah.
I really hope they've maintained that for Kingdom Hearts 3.
I think so.
I really hope so.
I mean, their past games, like Dream Drop Distance being like the one right before.
And there was like no story.
Barely. It was like the beginning, the setup for it, and then the end. Yeah. All the Disney stuff was, hey, Sora, you got to do this.
And the world ends with you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They drop young Xehanort in there every once in a while.
Yeah.
And I mean, there was some story, but it was not comparable.
No, definitely not. It was
the mainline game.
It was literally that was like set up for 0.2 or whatever it is, 0.8. I forget what it's called.
Dream Drop Distance wasn't set up.
Or set up for 3. Sorry, set up.
Yes, it was set up for 3.
Yeah.
Yes.
See what I mean? This is confusing, guys. It's confusing. If you go to our Instagram at the Gaming Resume, you'll see a picture of all the Kingdom Hearts games that I could find in this guy's collection.
Which is pretty much all of them.
Pretty much. And dudes, come on.
And he didn't want me to put the remixes on there either.
Yeah, because why?
So you got to play some Kingdom Hearts.
Yes. So Disney,
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Right. So Disney, I guess, wanted to do a showcase of Kingdom Hearts 3, which one I gotta say, it surprises me. They're really going in this game. They're the advertising, all the little promotions. Like in Japan, they have a Tokyo Disney hotel now.
And Disney they did not promote Kingdom Hearts before this.
Yeah, but now they're like, wait a second, we can make money off of this.
Well, it's about time.
Yeah, seriously. But so they have a showcase at both Disney Springs in California and here in Orlando, Florida, and they have demo stations. It's kind of interesting. You go in there and they have like keyblades and like figures and all that stuff, which we took pictures of. And again, check out our Instagram at the Gaming Resume on Instagram, and you'll see a few pictures that we put up of the showcase, so you can take a good look. But anyway, you go in there, you sign up with this person with an iPad, and they tell you to come back at a certain time, or they'll call you. You leave your number and they call you or they send you a text. You come back at the time, and then you make a second line, and they give you like a number, and then after you make that second line, you get to play the game. I played on an Xbox. I don't know if it was an Xbox One X or if it was just a regular Xbox One. and then they also had PlayStation consoles. So I played it on an Xbox, which was really weird playing on because I've never the control was just weird.
Right.
However, they gave you 50 minutes to play as much as you can. 15. Oh, 15. 1-5, sorry.
It's like, wow.
Yeah, can you imagine an
That's
hour?
a 2-shot demo.
Yeah, no. Wow. 15 minutes. And they said that you could was that me?
I don't know.
Yeah, whatever. Sorry about that, guys. So you could skip the cutscenes if you wanted to get the most game time. There was 2 demos that they showed off. They showed off Mount Olympus and the Toy Story World.
Okay.
Which was Andy's Toy Box, I think it was what it was called. And I started with Andy's Toy Box because I've already played Mount Olympus. Well,
no,
I played Hercules. I played Hercules.
We have not played Mount Olympus.
We have not, but we've been to Hercules, so it didn't feel new. But I played that, and I decided to skip the cutscenes. I only have 15 minutes. I'm going to spend 7 of them watching cutscenes.
Okay.
So I skipped the cutscenes, and which were long because my daughter and my son were there, and they were behind me. So when I skipped the cutscene, I started playing. I turned back, and they were still watching the cutscene.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, let me just. I'm gonna play it.
So there's some decent story in this.
Yeah, for sure.
At least for the Disney parts.
Yeah. And then I started playing the game. Combat felt okay. It's not as tight as Kingdom Hearts 2 felt. Even Dream Drop Distance, which was already kind of floaty. Mm-hmm. This felt more like that. I think I liked it a little more than 0.8, the prologue with Aqua.
Okay.
Just a tad bit more because you have way more options. But that's like a demo.
Right.
This is, whatever. But anyway.
Prologue.
Right, yeah. You know what I mean, guys. So combat-wise, it felt good. Graphics, I mean, the game looks beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Unreal Engine 4 is like, ooh, damn. Music was surprising. We had headphones.
It's Shimomura.
Yeah, but still.
Of course it's going to be good.
Still. It makes me feel good when I hear the music and I'm like, oh, this is so good. It has like that magical funkiness that Kingdom Hearts is known for.
She came off of Final Fantasy 15 and then Kingdom Hearts 3 all the way. Plus Cass's theme from Super Smash Bros.
The arrangement.
Anyway.
Yeah. One thing that I will mention is that since Sora can now run up walls, I noticed that all the surfaces that he can run up on have these like
arrows.
No, it's like a wave, a white wave that comes up and just disappears. So you see like white. It's literally a wave.
Yeah.
And it's a little distracting. It's like I'm fighting and I see it in the background. It's like these beautiful graphics now have these weird waves that are constantly there. And I don't know if it's an option. I don't know if you can turn it off.
Yeah. I've seen it in the videos and I at the time remember thinking that looks a little, I don't want that in my Kingdom Hearts.
I get why they did it.
Option. We'll see.
Hopefully it is because it was very distracting. Like I did not like, and I know I could ignore it, but from an aesthetic point of view, from like a UI design point of view, it's not good. Like you look at games like Persona 5, which have like immaculate UI designs, and then it's like, well,
that's not even UI. I mean, it's just like now
right.
They're putting a particle effect, if you will,
to show you that hey, you can run on this
on the texture, and it's like, well, now it's like, look, it's a video game. You can run up a wall instead of being immersed in the world, and Sora just has like Disney feet and the ability to run up walls,
Yeah, and I get why they did it because it might be like if you leave it as a prompt, like if it's like a context sensitive action, then there's gonna be some walls inevitably where you're not gonna be able to do it. So it gives you that Uncharted issue where you've played Uncharted, you go to a thing that you go to a ledge you think you can grab, and here you have Drake reaching up like not doing anything, and you're like, oh, I guess I can't hang on to that. So it takes away from that, but at the cost of the immersion, in my opinion.
So there's no spoilers for this because obviously I don't know what's going to happen in this game.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think, how can they make a satisfying conclusion? And I think in general, the way to, oh gosh, what's the term? I'll think of it in a second. Everybody's expectations currently are, you got the main team, you got Sora and Riku, and Mickey, and Kairi, Donald, Goofy, and you want to see them hook up and or save Terra, Ventus, and Aqua.
Right. No, this whole
just
like,
bring them all
Avengers,
together. Yeah, like
seeing
them all kind of come together, and then they all defeat bad guy. I wonder if they're going to subvert expectations, and maybe you actually don't get to bring everybody together. I mean, we saw in an E3 demo or E3 trailer that Aqua apparently seemingly has fallen to darkness.
Is it Norded? What is it? What do they call it?
Xehanorted?
Yeah.
I mean, she could be one of the 13.
That would actually be a hell of a twist.
We don't know.
It'd be sad.
But she's got the yellow eyes, and it's funny because I remember when the final mix trailer from Kingdom Hearts 2, which showed them all, it kind of revealed them as characters for the first time, came out.
Yeah.
And you see Terra, he like rips off his helmet, and he's like looking at Xehanort like furious, and he like blinks and his eyes turn yellow, and Nomura was like, there's significance to that.
Yeah, we know.
And at the time it was just like, well, what does that really mean? Is he falling to darkness? And what we didn't realize is that's him becoming, that didn't happen in that actual moment. It's not when it happened, but he gets those eyes when he becomes Xehanort.
Terra Xehanort.
Yeah. So Aqua potentially could be in the same boat.
Could be.
And that could be the way to subvert expectations, because I think it's like, okay, we're going to save Aqua first. We'll get Ventus to wake up and get him back together, and now we're all going to figure out a way to save Terra, because he's going to be the hardest one to save, because he's currently merged in with Xehanort. So how do you get him back? Well, now if Aqua's in the same boat, there could be a sad ending for some of these characters.
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, I like my happy endings, and I think, there's nothing wrong with the happy ending.
No. But we got that in Kingdom Hearts 2.
I know. Like that's why I always say, like, Kingdom Hearts 2, if they try to emulate Kingdom Hearts 2's ending, it could be a good thing, but I think we're at a point where we want something different. At least most gamers that grew up with Kingdom Hearts, like us, that was 13 years ago, So us being adults, us experiencing the world in different ways, we want to see something that would hit us at this age. We're not, late teenagers anymore, early, 20s.
The angst is gone.
Exactly.
Well, maybe not. Yeah. Not to everybody.
Yeah. But,
this is a post-Infinity War world.
Oh, my God.
We like seeing when things don't always turn out the way you want them now.
But you're right. I mean,
at least the masses have woken up to that.
Right. That because I've been used to that.
Well,
with anime and stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Will Aqua die? Maybe. Will somebody die? Hopefully.
Probably.
Not because I don't want him to die, but because
a protagonist, one of the protagonists, will probably not make it out of this game.
Yeah. If it's all wrapped up in a tight little neat bow and it's given to us, then I'll take it, but. It's like 13 years waiting for an actual conclusion to the series. I need to have a really good conclusion.
I'm trying to figure out who would be the most gut wrenching, and it's like I don't think it would be Kairi.
I don't think anybody will make my gut wrenching.
I think it would be Riku.
If they do it right.
They have to do it right.
In 06, when I first played Kingdom Hearts 2, or in 05. 06?
Whatever.
06. I actually got emotional at the scene when Sora found Riku in Ansem's body.
Yeah.
When he was like, "Oh my God, it is you," and he started crying.
Yeah.
I remember thinking, "Oh my God, this is genuine emotion. Good job."
And it was and his friend's trapped in Ansem's body forever.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. I was like, he's never gonna be Riku again.
Yeah.
He gave into the but they fixed that 20 minutes later.
But still, they got genuine emotion, and I hope they get that again. I haven't felt that way with the series since that moment.
I feel like they might be building Riku up for a death, only because spoilers for Dream Drop Distance, he becomes the Keyblade Master, not Sora.
Well, he was always supposed to be the Keyblade Master.
Yeah. Well, he was bequeathed the Keyblade from Terra.
But Sora just got lucky.
But that's the thing. That's Riku's character is... Well, it started with Riku first, but Riku and Terra have this parallel thing going on where they both fell to darkness. They both had that kind of a little bit of a jerkishness to them. Maybe not Terra so much, but Terra fell completely, and now he's screwed. Riku almost went down that path, but he made it out, and he was the bad guy. It really wasn't him in Chain of Memories.
Right.
And he's just been in part of that darkness this whole time, and he kind of had redemption in Dream Drop Distance, and now he's stronger than Sora. He is the lead, if you will, of that group. Maybe next to King Mickey. I'm not really sure what his power level is, but I think so. Sora's gonna build himself up like he's gonna get there. I gotta revert real quick back to Kingdom Hearts 2. Sora, that fight against Xemnas. And it's Riku who has to come save the day. Riku takes the hit so Sora can get the killing blow.
Yeah.
Like, I think Riku's going to be the one to make the ultimate sacrifice.
That'd be interesting.
Now, if they really wanted to subvert expectations, it would be Sora. And I know Nomura has said Kingdom Hearts does not exist without Sora. He will always be the protagonist of the games even after this story arc is concluded. I know that's what he has said. But if they say we're done with Sora, like they end it with he's done, or they do some weird thing where like he becomes a Heartless or he becomes a bad guy now, and that's a whole new arc. I'm not really sure what would actually be entertaining.
No, yeah,
but I think they would have to figure out how to do that right, because I think you want that success, you want that. So. I really think
I want Sora to get the girl.
It'll be bittersweet.
I want him to get with Kairi.
I don't think they care at this point.
They have to. She gave him the little fruit star fruit thing.
Yeah, but it's been like 10 years. It's probably all doesn't matter. It's not ripe anymore.
Sora needs to get the girl. He's got to get Kairi. It's got to happen.
Why can't it be Kairi get the guy?
Sure, that too. Kairi was the one that gave it to him, didn't she? No, it wasn't Sora that gave it to him. Who drew what?
I can't remember who did what first, but they drew on the cave. They're both handing them.
So freaking cute.
It's gonna be Riku.
When you walk away,
Riku's not gonna make it. Yeah, and they're gonna play that song as Sora's like laying Riku down in the water. And
okay.
He goes down into the live stream.
Kingdom Hearts officially part of Final Fantasy VII's canon.
So apparently we haven't seen very many Final Fantasy characters, and I heard something on the internet that they're not really
in Kingdom Hearts 3.
They're not featured in this game.
That's disappointing.
Which they've got to be in there.
You have to have.
Well, there was that cliffhanger where Cloud and Sephiroth finally met up in Kingdom Hearts 2, and then they disappeared. And Tifa's like, they went back to our own world.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's like.
Was that an Advent Children nod?
I don't know. Is that like or is there going to be a Midgar level in this game?
Oh my god. They did say that we haven't seen, I remember like I read during E3, we haven't seen their original world. We've only seen Disney. So
yes. Outside of like Twilight Town.
Right.
We haven't, So that's great that they're keeping that stuff secret. They're also keeping the epilogue secret. You cannot.
Like the beginning.
You will not be able to get the epilogue.
Epilogue
until it's DLC.
Yeah,
like free DLC, but it's going to come out a few days later.
Yeah.
After the game's release in Japan and like one day after in the US. But so there won't be any like social media posts saying, "Oh my God,
look at what happens at the end." Yeah. I mean, we're gonna see it.
We'll see the end, but we won't see the end.
Yeah. I just hope the game is good. I hope it lives up to it. It has potential. Personally, I'm expecting it to be like an 85 on Metacritic.
I think it might be a little lower.
Really?
Just because, and I think we've talked about this before on our channel, that I think some of the Metacritic reviewers, not the big ones, not the big
publications,
publications. Thank you. The smaller ones are gonna be like, I don't want to have to play 10 games to understand what the story is. And it's not gonna be like Infinity War where I don't know why I keep. Well, it's because I love the MCU. I'm a shill. It's because, all of these reviewers knew you have to see all these movies. And there were, like, really small ones on the fringe saying, I don't want to have to understand. I don't get it. Most people understood you had to play them all. Kingdom Hearts, for some reason, I think it's just because of all the different platforms and how many years in between it's been that people are just, I don't want to have to play all these games, and the story's too convoluted, and it's really not. I mean, if you play the games and you can get them all on PS4... It's really not that hard to understand.
See, in my argument has always been, it's not that it's hard to understand. Any piece of media, if you follow it, eventually you will get what's happening. Like Matrix, for example, those movies are obtuse. They throw out some terms and it's like, what the hell does that even mean? Kingdom Hearts explains everything.
Yeah.
It's just that there's so many layers to it, sometimes unnecessarily so. with every game, you had to have new bad guys that did new things. So like the Heartless became the Nobodies, who became the Unversed, who became the Dream Eaters. So it's like, and they all have different things.
Well, yeah,
and
because that's part of the
Heartless is born
element.
from this, and then once the Heartless is born, the Nobodies this, but then their Nobodies have that, and then this, and then this, and then my God.
It's really not that complicated.
It really is. But he won.
We've settled this already. But I mean, it's just like I get it.
It again, not like a major super duper like it doesn't break it all, but it really the level of entry is a little difficult for new players.
I would agree. If you haven't been keeping up with this for the past 10 years, it's like
where do I start?
I mean, nowadays it's like here's God of War. I have not. Well, I played a little bit of the first God of War from
from
whatever
PS2.
year it was, but like the new one on the
05,
PS4. I didn't have to go back and read up on any of the stories.
No, it was
I could
nice
just
soft
play
reboot.
it as a it's. I could see that he had a history. It would have been nice to know a little bit more about those things. I read a wiki
like
before
seeing
I played
Athena. Well, I guess that's a
Spoilers.
spoiler alert.
So we'll just move on. We'll just brush over that.
Whatever.
But which really it wasn't even a big deal in that game. It was like a little thing.
But that's what I was gonna say. Seeing that scene was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And what you get before that scene is like, oh, okay. They're nodding the OG games.
We don't know that's. We don't know what they're going to do with Kingdom Hearts 3.
No.
It could be very simple. We know they said there's going to be some sort of summary.
Yeah, they're going to.
So if they can, and anyway, I think we probably said all of them.
Kingdom Hearts 3, man. Hope it's good. I'm playing you day one.
I'm also day one. I've had that.
You've had that pre-order for years.
Yes, and then I canceled it, and then I got a different
one. Dummy.
Okay. So now we're going to talk about. I don't know why I'm holding this up. Like I really love this game because I don't.
I don't
so one thing that there were a bunch of different news stories over the past week, but the one that we wanted to talk about briefly was Bungie has separated from Activision.
Yeah, wow. What the heck?
And I'm really not sure what to think about that. I know obviously everybody's immediate reaction is Bungie's back and Activision's gone and their next game's going to be fantastic.
Because they kept the rights to Destiny.
Yeah, because they kept the rights to Destiny. So while, yes, I think it's easy to jump to that conclusion, I still have some concerns, and here's why. So you've got, just recapping the history of Bungie from Halo onward, because I really don't know much about them during the Marathon days, but, Bungie was Halo back in. They probably started development on that in '98. I don't know the full history, but it came out in 2001 on the Xbox, and they were Halo all the way up until
Destiny.
Well, yes, all the way up until Destiny. Destiny didn't release until 2014.
Was it? I thought it was a launch title for the 4.
No. It came out a year later.
Ah, well.
It came out the following fall.
Okay.
I don't know how long it was in development for. I can't remember when they broke from Microsoft.
Well, it would have been
before 4. It would probably been
4.
like 2011, 2012, somewhere in that time.
I think Halo 4 came out in 2012, so and that game was at least made in a year and a half to 2 years.
But they didn't do Halo 4. That was 343.
That was 343.
They did Halo Reach was their last. Was Bungie's
that was
last
2010.
Game. Okay.
So yeah.
But they were probably still doing some Halo stuff before they transitioned. So where I'm going with that is they were Halo for 10
pretty
years.
much, yeah, 10 years, yeah.
Then Destiny comes along. They're now owned by Activision, right? They went straight to Activision from Microsoft.
Yeah,
didn't they?
Once they left, they were free agents, and then Activision picked them up.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's when they made Destiny.
So now 10 plus years of development with all Halos gone by. Now they're doing their own thing, and I really feel like there wasn't much involvement, and I don't know the history here. So if this has all been explained in a video on YouTube, you can link it to me. But I don't think Activision had too much involvement in a lot of the decisions made around Destiny, other than you got to get it out by this date.
Well, they're publishers, right?
Right.
So it's kind of like you got to get it out.
Which
you got to
makes
have
sense.
You got to have a way to make money. Seasons passes, DLC.
Right, and that makes
microtransactions.
That makes I don't remember them anyway. So Destiny comes out, and there was some disappointment there, especially after playing the online beta, because the online beta was super fun.
Yeah.
And I think everybody had really high expectations, and then It was like the thing with the ghost guy that was at the time voiced by, what's his name?
Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, and it was just like, wow, this acting really sucks.
Yeah,
and
he like phoned it in.
Yeah, and the story was not really there. It wasn't great. Like the gameplay was fun, although the loot mechanics were a little off. I think everybody expected something like a Borderlands loot system.
Yeah.
Because that's how everybody was describing it. It was like Halo meets Borderlands, meets an MMO. It's gonna be good. And the loot system wasn't there. Case in point, the loot cave became a thing.
I remember
they had
that.
to patch that out.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, all the stories and the grimoires. Where I'm going with that is, I think Bungie, having had 10 years to build up this lore of Halo, suddenly is like, let's do our own thing. And I don't think they had enough time to realize their vision for Destiny.
Yeah.
And I've heard it got better with the expansions.
That's what I was going to say. Both Destiny 1 and 2 got better with expansions down the line.
But when Destiny 2 came out, it went hard the other direction. And I think that's when Activision had really stepped in.
I mean, the problem is that is also an issue, right? When Activision kind of went in there. But when Destiny 1 came out, Bungie promised a 10-year plan for Destiny. And I know they didn't specify...
Well, you're right. Okay, go ahead.
Like what I was going to say was they didn't specify Destiny 1. This one game is going to have a 10-year support system behind it. But still, they had an idea, this vision of, for 10 years...
It was a platform.
Right. Everybody expected just like, wow.
Like, wow.
Where it's like you just build upon this, you sell more, whatever. And then Destiny 2 came out. So I think Destiny 2 was a product of Activision stepping in. And Bungie being like, crap, we can't do, we got to do it. They're the ones funding us right now. Like, we need to back this up.
And that's what was scary, because then there were all these, especially when it first came out, all these news stories about how they figured out that they coded in experience throttling, and they were limiting how many engrams you got or stuff like that. And also during this whole time, maybe this may go back to even Destiny 1 days. Apologies, I can't remember exactly the time frame of this, but... Marty O'Donnell left the company on bad terms, and he was their composer for all the Halo games and then even some of the pre-Halo stuff.
Didn't he write some stuff too? Or am I thinking of somebody else?
Write some stuff?
Yeah.
As
like story-wise.
Story? I don't think Marty O'Donnell did. I could be wrong, but he was their music guy.
Yeah, I remember that.
Like,
yeah.
Da, 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 that's Marty. I mean, come on. And Flintstone Kids. Vitamins. And also Joe Staten left. He was a big creative voice behind the Halo games as well. Actually, now he's over helping out Crackdown 3. So he left. He went and worked for Microsoft. I can't remember if he went to 343 for a while and then went over there. But anywhere, where I'm going with that is a lot of the big names that made Bungie successful in their early days have since departed. Now, I think some people have come back, not those two specifically, but the Bungie that exists today is very different than the Bungie existed during the Halo times, maybe even during the early Destiny stuff. So now that they've gotten away from Activision, I really hope that they take the time to reset, to focus on creativity as opposed to monetization, because everybody loves Bungie. They still have pedigree, they still have history, and I think players, now that they are separated from Activision, are hopeful that they're going to make a game worthy of the Bungie title.
Yeah.
And it's all going to come down to really the leadership at that company. And this is why I'm not jumping on the bandwagon of they've left Activision and now it's going to be great. If their leadership, which I don't know who's currently leading the company in the different aspects, if anything rubbed off from Activision's leadership onto any of those leaders there still could be some challenges.
Yeah.
So I'm in a wait and see mode. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm certainly more excited for whatever comes out from them next, because I did not care about Destiny 2 in the slightest.
I mean, you weren't the only one. A lot of people. I mean, that was on PS Plus for the base game, like not that long after its release. I think it was like barely a year or something like that, or maybe a little more. And that shows you, like, if a company's willing to put their base title on a free platform.
It was free on Steam. It was free on PS4. It was free on
PC. I downloaded it on PC
through
on Blizzard.net.
Through Blizz. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I have a copy of it. I have a copy on PS4.
I played an hour and I'm like, I don't care.
I didn't play it at all. I just have it.
Yeah.
And Activision, I mean, you know, I wasn't a fan of, not that I wasn't a fan, I never played a lot of Blizzard games in their heyday before they got bought by Activision. But seeing how they are with Overwatch, how much of that is Activision too? Their loot boxes, like the way they like.
Activision has definitely had an impact on Blizzard.
Yeah,
definitely. So, people are not furious, but
they're not happy.
The new WoW expansion's not doing so great.
Diablo.
That's a big mess.
So it's like, yeah, Activision, Bobby Kotick. That name, by the way, I haven't heard of Bobby Kotick in years. That man is still hanging out. Like, he's still at Activision. And look what they did with Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 4. Like, that being a pre-order, like, they're just greedy. They're a bunch of greedy fools, man.
It's a corporation.
And they're money first.
Look, we as consumers of games like to look at them, one, as entertainment, but two, as an art form.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that's what it is. It's an art form.
Yeah.
And there's companies that create entertainment for the masses, for money, and it's just like the film industry.
Yeah, and there's auteurs out there like Yoko Taro that somehow get funded, and all of a sudden we have Nier Automata.
Yeah.
You know?
There's the pop music, all the it's the same in every industry that has art. It's like, get all the popular stuff together. We'll get all these committees. We'll write the songs for you. This is how you got to do it. We're going to throw you out on tour. We're going to make millions and quadzillions of dollars. And then you've got, the two guys in their little house-made studio just making music and putting it up for free. And it's just brilliant.
Yeah.
And
the same applies here.
That's why games like Celeste are so fantastic, because it's a small team that has a vision. They have creativity, and it's not about the money.
No, it's about I want to tell you something.
They didn't expect to make any of that money. They went in wanting to make a great game, not how can we pull money out of people's pockets with auction houses,
how can we
loot
sell
boxes and monetization and get them to buy the next thing, which that is what it is for a lot of these big publishers.
Yep, absolutely.
So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Destiny 3, whenever that happens, or a return to Halo.
Well, they're not going. They don't have the Halo license, but
Microsoft can buy them. Microsoft's buying everybody nowadays. So can you imagine
I don't know if I'd want to see them go back to Microsoft, to be honest.
Well, Microsoft seems to be good with everyone.
Although 343 could use the help.
That's but we'll see, man.
Okay, so the last thing we're going to talk about today. This is more for our subscribers, but if you're new and you're listening and you want to subscribe, hey, welcome.
Hit that subscribe button and the little bell.
We've got some status updates for everybody regarding the channel. This is stuff we wanted to share at the end of the year. We just didn't get a chance. Mm-hmm. If you watched our Goaty videos, you saw the beginnings of me getting the flu.
Oh my God, it was awful.
So that was fun. And then we've been waiting for Rudy. We wanted to do this with Rudy here, but we didn't want to wait any longer.
Yeah, and he's juggling flamethrowers, so I get it.
But he should be here next week, as long as he doesn't burn himself. First and foremost, thank you to all of our subscribers. Thank you to all of our viewers, whether you subscribed or not. Mm-hmm. 2018 was a mind-blowing year for our channel.
Yeah.
We spent almost all of 2017 doing the same thing, and by the end of that year, we had 300-something subscribers.
Yeah, 300-something. It was like... But it was still great. I was like, oh my God, we have 300 people that want to see our stuff.
10,000 people watch this video. How cool.
The Monster Hunter like blew up, right? The Monster Hunter video?
Yeah, that's at like 170-something
Yeah.
But we ended last year starting out with 300. Now we have over 3,000. Or we ended the year with over 3,000, and it's continuing to go up. So we're really humbled by all of the support we've gotten and all of the fans that we've gotten over time.
Thank you, fans.
so just thank you to everybody for watching.
Seriously, I appreciate that a lot. Love the comments too that we get. Callum Finnegan?
Hang on, I'm going to call them. I got some people to call out. Callum's one of them.
Got ahead.
We'll get there. Callum got a special call out just then. We got some. Something that some of you who've been watching us for a while may have noticed. Matt has not been on any of these videos recently, and I don't want to linger on this because it's not a fun subject. But Matt had to depart the channel for reasons we're not going to share. But do know that it was not due to any issues or ill will or anything. We're all still friends. There were outside reasons for it, and we're not going to discuss those for reasons. So just know that he has wished us all well, and he's still supporting us. And maybe someday we can get him back in front of the camera. But for now, he has to step aside for a while. However, we do want you all to know that just because Matt has left does not mean this channel is going to fall apart. Right. Just because Rudy's juggling flamethrowers for 5 weeks in a row doesn't mean that we're going to stop doing videos. Yeah. Onyx, Rudy, and myself have been friends, for like 15 years at this point. We've known each other a very long time. Yeah. We would get together and have E3 parties just because. Just because, yeah. And so this kind of became an excuse to hang out more because we would just talk every day on Slack, or not Slack, excuse me, like Facebook. Hangouts, yeah. And so this almost kind of started out as just a way for us to hang out. Yeah. And it's just blown up, and we're working on it. We're trying to make things better than they are, and work on our cinematography and lighting and cameras and all that.
And honestly,
stuff.
This is now that we're kind of doing something with this and really putting our hearts and effort. This goes back to our discussion earlier. We are essentially trying to do something for people to enjoy. Yep. We ourselves. I digest a lot of YouTube content, a lot of creators out there have inspired me to do something similar, but with our own take. Yeah. Right. So I don't know. It's humbling. It's humbling to be where we are now. This is the beginning steps, baby steps of this whole thing. But at the same time, the fact that we are here with those numbers, with those people that comment on every single video, like it is a very humbling experience. So stick around, man. We just started.
and I'm saying this now in our early years. You can yell at me again later. Link back to this video 10 years from now and said, you said you were only in it for the entertainment. But we've not made any money off of this channel. Nope. I mean, not until actually our most recent videos did we even start activating monetization. Right. We're starting to get to the point where there's only so much we can do because we all have full-time jobs. We all have families with kids. So finding the time to do this is hard. And at some point, we know that as our fan base continues to grow, that there's going to be want for more videos more often, which is why we're trying to split things up into chunks and have enough to release throughout the week. But at some point, we are going to need more time. But to be able to do more time means less time either with families or work, and families are not going to go away. So work would have to go away. So we're not at the point yet where we're doing a Patreon or anything like that, but that will be coming at some point, and we're going to ask you some questions about that shortly. So let's see. Now we can do our shout-outs.
Hey.
So at E3, starting, it was really towards E3 of last year, during our E3 previews is when we really started getting some comments, some repeat commenters in our YouTube. It was like, oh wow, this person commented twice.
Yeah, I remember that.
There's some of you are commenting like dozens of times, which is really awesome. But there was a few different names that we wanted to call out that we noticed that you guys have been there for months now commenting on our stuff, and we enjoy talking with you. Callum Finnegan was one of them. So
my boy or girl.
Yeah.
I don't know who you are.
People can role play.
You're awesome. Love you.
And forgive me, I'm mispronouncing any of these. Nairo Camillo?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that sounds right. Seen you a bunch of times. Philippe Guzman and Proxy Frame. Which I tried to call out Proxy Frame in a video once before, and I'm like, Proxy, I don't remember.
Proxy Frame. Talk about OG.
Obviously, there's a few others that we've responded to and have been talking with, so thank you, and we want to keep having discussions with you on this stuff.
And please call us out whenever we say something dumb or incorrect.
Which is going to happen.
All the time. We are human beings, and sometimes I just forget.
So, speaking of feedback from our viewers, which we want, do have a couple questions for you. So leave us some comments in this video and help us with some of these things. From what you've seen so far from our channel, what kinds of content do you like? What are the videos that you enjoy tuning in to see? And also, what are the ones you don't like tuning in to see? Or what are the ones that we could maybe improve upon?
And how so? Like, let us, like, if you like our podcast, but you think, I don't know, we should talk about something else or talk differently. Or
you're not silly enough.
Yeah.
You're too silly.
Whatever, we'll take the constructive criticism. Just word it well so we understand. If you just say you guys suck, I mean, it's pop off, get out of here. Thanks for the
feedback.
Yeah.
Can't really do anything about that. Is there anything you want to see more of? Mm-hmm. I mean, there's some things we've retired. There's some brand new stuff we do have coming that we have not shown you yet. I'm not going to spoil it here. But we do have more stuff. The HR battle thing that we just did recently was a lot of fun.
That was fun.
We literally we had the idea for a while, but the topics we picked, we made up literally just before we got on camera.
Literally sitting there like, what are we going to battle
about? So next time we're going to we'll work on HR battle. We'll definitely get it to the point where it's like, okay, this makes sense. Because I kind of had an unfair advantage. Yeah, you kind of did.
So,
how would you like to communicate with us? I mean, we have a bunch of different social media presences. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we talk the most on our YouTube comments, but we do have a Facebook, we do have a Twitter, we do have a new and improved Instagram that Onyx has been posting a lot to.
Mm-hmm. I'm active there literally all day. Like, I'm constantly, replying with follow backs. Like, people that if they write something, I'll ask, answer. So if you want to see more, if you want to see pictures of anything, I post just random stuff that I have, collectibles, behind the scenes stuff from the YouTube channel. If you want to see stuff like that, definitely hit us with a follow on the Instagram and on Facebook too. I tend to link all of our Instagram stuff goes to Facebook, and I will share a lot of news stuff that we just shouldn't. It's just easier to share on a social media platform than making a video about it.
Absolutely.
So if you want to communicate with us, definitely let us know if you want to talk more on Instagram, Facebook, or even Twitter. Twitter I haven't really touched on, but we can if that's a good avenue for communication.
Or our website.
Right.
Gaming-resume.com. It's been kind of not used for the past year or so.
Yeah.
But it's there. I mean, we have it. So, if you think you'd be interested in going to a website for some information, like what kinds of information would you want to see on our website? Mm-hmm. We've talked about putting a schedule up there, maybe some other things, but let us know if you've been to the website, what you would like to see there.
Right.
So I just mentioned that we're not going to be doing Patreon anytime soon, and when I say anytime soon, I mean in the next week. We'll see what happens over the course of the coming months. But if we did a Patreon, what kinds of rewards would you like to see? What would you like from us as a tier? Because we essentially what we would end up doing is saying, okay, if you want more of these kinds of videos, this is the financial tier that we're going to need to make every month to be able to support that. And it's going to be really hard, honestly. It's going to take a while for us to figure out how to set this up on Patreon. But again, there's only so much we can do before somebody has to stop working.
Right.
And
like reviews is one thing that we have all talked about it. We want to do more reviews. But it is so hard to, one, play the games. Right. We have to make the time to divide between family, work, and the game itself. So it's one thing to make the game played. If we had less financial obligations, then we could play more games. It's really hard to get that.
It is. So it's really going to be up to you. And I know with our current subscriber base of 3,500 or whatever it is, we're not going to be quitting our day jobs anytime soon. That's just not how it is. And we're not asking you to fund us hundreds of thousands of dollars.
No, definitely not.
But there will come a time where there is only so much you can do, and then there's nothing you can do without that leap forward.
Yeah.
So, but we're not there yet. There's still plenty of stuff we're going to be doing.
But let us know. Help us out. Help us understand what our fan base wants to see so we can deliver that product. Because eventually we're essentially going to be entertainers. We kind of are that already, really.
Yeah, you're okay. Oh, that's why you guys love us. Somebody asked if you could do solo stuff, so hey.
Yeah, that was... Thank you. Thank you. Maybe, somehow.
Last question I have for our audience. Would you like to see us stream? We haven't done any streaming because we're sensitive to audio equipment. We really don't have the right equipment yet.
Right.
And because we like recording stuff to make sure we don't lose things, but I know you can record stuff over a stream. would you like to see a stream? Would you like to interact with us if we schedule the stream? And, what kinds of content would make more sense for a stream? I know you can really stream anything. You can stream reactions. You can stream Let's Plays and that kind of thing. But what would you like to interact with us on? And would you prefer like Twitch, or would you prefer YouTube, or do you not care?
Or both.
Yeah, so let us know that.
Yeah. If you want us to, play retro games, we can. We are old.
I had one final really awesome announcement that we've been dying to announce for a while. Before we get to that, to finish things off, did you have any additional questions?
No, I think actually those all cover everything I've been thinking about. Just please, if you guys could genuinely take the time out to respond to them, we really want to know. If we don't get anything on this video, I mean, whatever, it is what it is. We'll still go on with our plans, and it will be slightly disappointing because we want to do it for you guys.
We know realistically only a couple hundred people will probably ever see this podcast.
That's the other thing. Yeah, out of the 3,500 that we have, maybe like 100.
We get it, but for the 3 of you that are still watching, let us know. We really do want to know, and we really do appreciate your feedback.
Seriously.
Okay, so I think we're legally allowed to mention this. There was nothing in what we signed that said we couldn't.
Right.
So we'll leave out some of the details. Okay. So we were approached. I tell you what, I'm not even going to say who it was yet. I'll leave that out of the equation. But we should be seeing this very soon.
Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. So we were approached by one of the major game developers / publishers. Like, they do both. And they saw some of our footage on our channel from an E3. I'm not even going to specify which one. For a game that will be coming out this year. And they asked if they could use our footage in something that will be coming out at some point. We don't know what that thing is, and we don't know when it will come out. We do not know that information. It's very possible nothing may happen, and it's very possible they may not actually use our footage. But they did reach out to us, and we were in contact with them for a while. We provided them our footage. We signed some legal documents, so we're very excited to hopefully have worked. We'll find out if we've been able to work with one of the big developers, because I tell you, when I got that email, I threw my phone at my wife and I'm like, read this. Am I going insane? And I think we all kind of went a little bonkers. Yeah,
definitely.
We've signed, again, it's not in any of the stuff we signed. There was no non-disclosure agreements.
No, I don't think so.
But
there's no secrets that we're holding.
Yeah, I do want to be sensitive, because if I say, oh, this company is doing this, and then they actually don't do it, I don't want anybody to get mad on because of us.
Yeah, true.
So we will formally say,
once it's out, once we see it, then we'll be like, all right, guys, here's the link to that thingamabobber. Yeah. Check it out.
You may actually even see it before we do.
I know. I can't wait.
But so that was exciting, and
we'll see what the future holds, really.
So let us know, in addition to all the feedback about our channel, let us know what you think about the Resident Evil 2 demo.
Yes.
Are you excited for that game? Are you excited for Kingdom Hearts 3? Are you excited for whatever it is Bungie's going to have coming out? Let us know. If you're not excited, let us know that too.
And if you want to take on either of us in Smash, let us know. We'll figure that out too.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. All right, everybody. Take care.
Later, guys.
Like what you saw? Check out some of our other videos and be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with our latest content. Thanks for your support, and thanks for watching.